Good day, everyone. So here we are again in another health and safety topic that was requested to us by one of our viewers. So today our topic is related to the types of incident. So incidents can be defined based on their nature or outcome. So in this video presentation or in this brief discussion, we are going to use the definition that is taken from the Health and Safety Executive in the UK. So basically, there are 4 types of incidents that they have mentioned in their website. Okay. So the first incident is what we called accident. The second incident is what we called a near miss. The third one is dangerous occurrences. And the fourth one is work-related ill health. So let us define this one by one. Let's start with accident. So accident, okay, by definition, it is an unplanned, unwanted event which leads to injury, damage, or loss. Okay. So basically, any unplanned or unwanted event in the premises of your workplace is considered an accident. Okay, so now there may be another discussion like when can we consider an accident to be workplace related accident. So that's another discussion. But let me just focus on this type of incidents or incidents. So what is an example of that? Well, for example, while a worker was working on a construction site, okay, while he was doing some painting work or painting job at the lower ground of the building, another was doing some plastering work. Okay, so while doing the plastering work, one of the tools that he was using fell down. And it is struck by the worker at the bottom who was painting or doing the painting work. This resulted into an injury, head injury. So that's an example of an accident. So what is another example of an accident? Let's say the driver, okay, who was driving inside the plant premises, mistook, okay, he missed out the intersection in the plant due to a distracted driving. He was looking into his cell phone, and instead of turning right, he just went straight into the road and hitting one of the posts, resulting into damaging his vehicle. So obviously there's a damage, then that is an accident. Okay, so I hope the definition of accident is clear. Now, let's define near miss. Okay, so near miss is also an unplanned, an unwanted event, but it did not result in injury, in damage, or loss. Okay, so that is the difference between accident and near miss. But you have to bear in mind that both of these are incidents. Okay? So an incident can be an accident or a near miss. So let's cite an example about a near miss. Okay. So the most common one, while you were walking in a construction site, an object fell down near you or in front of you, but it did not hit you. So there was no harm done. But there was a potential for harm to be done. So that's an example of a near miss. One thing that you should also remember, that incidents that are deliberately done by a worker is not considered or will not be considered as a type of workplace incident. From the word deliberate. Remember our definition of accident, incident, or near miss? It is unplanned, unwanted. Obviously, if this is a deliberate thing or a deliberate matter, of causing harm or causing damage to the property of the workplace, then this kind of example cannot fall into the category of work-related incidents. The third type of incident is dangerous occurrences. Now, these are specific events, okay, that happens inside your organization that needs to be reported to the authorities. That's why they define that as dangerous occurrences. So there are so many examples. Examples can be failure of a rigging, a failure in your rigging activity, but it did not result in injury or property damage. What else? Chemical releases. So these are examples of dangerous occurrences that the authority needs to be informed. Now, this is not applicable, or this may not be applicable in your organization. So you have to read the legal requirement on what are the cases that needs to be reported, or what are the incidents that needs to be reported to the authorities. Okay? The fourth type of incident is what we call work-related ill health. These are diseases or medical conditions caused by the person's work. Okay. So, people or workers may be exposed to toxic substances, may be exposed to harmful biological hazards, and of course, to physical or ergonomic hazards. So these three areas, if the nature of work of the workers, they are frequently exposed to this as part of their routine jobs, then this leads to the development of work-related ill health. For example, noise. There is an enormous or an excessive exposure to noise, then eventually, over a period of time, the worker loses hearing. So that's an example of work-related ill health. What else? If the workstation that the worker is working is not adapted to the worker may end up having musculoskeletal disorders, okay? And that's affecting your body. So that's another example of work-related ill health. Or the worker is continuously dealing with chemicals that over a period of time develops a certain medical condition internally or targeting the internal organs, like developing cancer over a period of time due to an exposure of a certain chemical, then that is an example of work-related ill health. Okay? So I hope that I was able to define the difference or the different type of incidents in an organization using the health and safety executive definition or guidelines. Again, let's repeat. Types of incidents: accident, near miss, dangerous occurrences, and work-related ill health. So I hope that you learned something new again today, and I hope that you get to share this video so everyone would be refreshed on this topic and everyone also would know the different types of incidents. I hope to see you again on the next video, and continue to message me or continue to comment on what topic that you would want me to cover on my next video. So thank you and have a good day.